Comics and beer, y'all. Comics and beer. You know what time it is. Yeah. No jokes today. No funny music. None of that. Because what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about slabs. And why are we going to talk about slabs? Just as I got some back. I want to talk about CBCS. I want to talk about CGC. And hopefully it's going to be awesome. Okay? Okay. No, but my pickups for the week were kind of light, and I did just get some slabs back that I'm kind of excited to talk about. So, yeah. This week's beer, I'm drinking out of this nifty Hulk pint glass, and you know why I'm doing that? Because he wasn't in the Avengers movie more than but 10 minutes, man. That's not enough. So, let's drink to the Hulk, y'all. And I was in Cincinnati this weekend to see a concert. And a buddy of mine gave me this Crowler from Brink Brewing Company out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And I must say, it is pretty good. It's a robust tasting IPA, meaning it tastes kind of like a lager and kind of like, well, it tastes like an IPA with like lager-esque overtones. So it's very bold while maintaining that hoppy flavor, and I like it. It's called Gold Strike IPA, 7.2 ABV. And again, that brewing company is Brink out of Cincinnati. So, yay. And that's a Crowler, 32 fluid ounces. So, that's almost 3 beers, y'all. Man, it's gotten warmer here, so it's not warm enough for the AC. But if I towel off, please forgive me, y'all. Okay, so yeah, got slabs back, and I want to go over some of my observations between CGC and CBCS lately. And well, I just got back this today. Picked it up at the FedEx outside my work. It's WWE number 3, the Ric Flair variant, and it's signed by Ric Flair. On the belt, the signature is kind of a fail, because I knew this, but I went for it anyways. The belt buckle itself is slightly embossed, so the Sharpie didn't take all that well, but I still think this is cool as hell. Ric Flair, 16 times. Woo! So, I checked the CGC census on these today, and there are 11 graded copies of this book on the census. 9 9/8s and 2 9/6s. That's not a lot. Not a lot of copies out there. And the copies I've seen on eBay, maybe 10, maybe 15. It's less than 20, definitely. This is a rare book, and I'm stoked. I'm stoked I got this. Ric Flair's a legend, and yeah. Authorized signature, Ric Flair. Woo, baby. Woo. Oh, turnaround times. Yeah, so CBCS has gotten a lot of flack about their turnaround times. This was submitted March 10th, and I got it back today. So about 7 weeks. I did fast pass this. So that is, contrast that to like a year ago. I got this through the CBCS grading club, and this is when CBCS was having all those problems with the, well, I mean, their turnaround times, they knew they were behind, and also they had that hurricane, and this took about 6 months. And it was fast-paced. I mean, crazy. That's too long, but whatever. CBCS grading club, did I mention that? I think I did. Anyways, were there 10, 15, 20 submissions? I think there was around 15 or 20, but yeah, we had submitted, I'd have to check the dates, but we got them back like in the fall, I think, and they were submitted in the spring, and I mean, took forever, y'all. Took forever. But what's interesting about that is I had got this book back in that same period when they were having the delayed turnaround times in about 8 weeks. This was September of 2017. Contacted authorized witness on the CBCS boards. He picked this book up for me, and he got it signed. We submitted it FastPass, filled out the paperwork, and yeah, it only took about 8 weeks. I guess I attribute that to it only being the one book and larger orders taking longer, so that's that. So, yeah, that's a comparison. Now, let's talk about a CGC book I just got back. The Ric Flair book that I got signed, it was signed at Lexington Comic-Con, and I also was going all over the floor at Lexington Comic-Con looking for a good deal on keys, and there were a lot of Batman Adventures 12 out there, and this was a raw book. It wasn't graded, and it looked pretty good in my eyes. I knew it was in the 9 to 9.8 range. It can be harder to assess how these older books are going to grade, and it had some light indentions and non-color breaking spine creases along this edge. I haggled with the dealer, and he gave me a really nice deal. So I'm always on the lookout for these. So I got this, knew we were in the range of some decent grades here. Submitted it to CGC like that Monday for a FastPass press and a FastPass grade, and this took about 8 weeks. I got this back. Yeah, I got this back this week too. I got this on Sunday. And I was fairly pleased. I could see the indentations had been taken out of this. I was really pleased with the grade. I knew it had a shot at a 9.6 or 9.8. You don't want to get your hopes up because you just don't know. And yeah, and so, but what I found fairly disheartening is the front of this book is a rainbow. You can't see it. Maybe angle it there. Can you see it? Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, there too. You get the prism rings the Newton rings, the rainbow effect, whatever you want to call it, from the two plastics touching each other. What do you say other than it's disheartening? It sucks. You get the book back, and this is a potentially very expensive book, and the front of it is a rainbow. I know from experience that the effect actually kind of loosens as the slab itself loosens, if that makes any sense, because when these are off the assembly line, they are, these slabs are solid. They are solid. So another time I had the excuse me. The only other time I'd had the Newton effect problem so pronounced was on a book like this. This Wonder Woman 50 Signature Series Gal Gadot. And I was disappointed when I got this. Again, the front of it was a rainbow. You didn't even have to hold it at an angle. You could just... awful. Disappointing, disheartening. I mean, you're effing pissed. And I contacted CGC customer service, and they were like, yep, sorry, that's characteristic of our cases, Newton rings. I've eventually got a hold of a one Brittany McManus, if any of you guys have dealt with her. Excuse me. She's awesome. She's a Wonder Woman herself, as far as customer service goes. She had told me that she could put it in a different holder for thicker books and to send it back. And I was all in on that. This is one of the cornerstones, the gems in my collection. I wanted the prism rings off of this, so I sent it back. And not only did she make sure that I wasn't charged for the reholdering, the return shipping was on their dime, so appreciated the hell out of that. And, well, what was the difference? I'll tell you what the difference was as far as these cases go. I'm drinking that good beer, y'all. That good beer. All right. So you can see this little indentation here that signifies an inner well. Oh, it's at the top. But on this case, they use kind of a bagged, a sealed inner well. You can see the seam right here. Can you see that seam? Right here too. And I believe that puts more pressure on the book. This is just me postulating on that, basically, I guess. But I definitely prefer this type of well to this type. There just seems to be, you see that little overhang there? Do you? Do you? Just a little bit more pressure on the book that doesn't necessarily need to be there, which is more than likely producing the rainbow effect, the prism effect. So. Oh, how long did this take to get back? Turnaround time? You CGC fans know that CGC is fast as hell these days. I actually got the press, FastPass press, and the FastPass grading in about the same time as the grading for the CBC S book. So there's that. That's it. That's it. See y'all next time. Stay for all stay.